more episodes of the Games4all podcast, please check out our website, www.games4allpodcast.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at www.twitter.com/Games4all. And you can like us on Facebook, just search for Games4all podcast. Games4all is brought to you by iPage. For more affordable and greener web hosting, check out ipage.com. Hello and welcome to the Games4all podcast, episode 35. I'm your host, Dan Young, and with me as always, my good friend
James Craigie. Bitches.
Okay, so last week was an interesting episode.
It was a painful episode.
Yeah. Anyone wants to watch the video, if you haven't seen the video of what happened last week on Newsstream, you can now go to our Facebook page and watch it in HD.
I'm told it's hilarious.
Yes, we had a few comments on it and people seem to like it. Basically, James drank Tabasco because he thought it'd be clever and drink Tabasco. Yeah, it's a big...
It wasn't clever.
Yeah, it wasn't big. Anyway, so that aside, we'll put that behind us. Last week I actually fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a change. I mentioned about the Bulletstorm demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it came out on February the 25th.
Okay.
Not January the 25th.
Okay.
Okay, which is the day we're recording this, which is today.
All right.
So that's when the game comes out.
Right.
I got confused because, I was writing my notes down and thinking about what you were about to do, drinking Tabasco and stuff.
Your mind was elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, let's get on with today's show. What have we been playing? What have you been playing?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
DC Universe Online?
Yeah.
What can I do with my other 2 guesses? I don't know. Turn them into money?
No.
Oh.
No, that's pretty much it.
How is DC Universe Online these days?
It's good.
Yeah?
It's good. I'm getting quite far. I'm level 28 now. The cap is 30, and there's still quite a lot of content to explore. There's been like 2 or 3 updates for it already.
Really?
And
Whoa.
more servers added.
Okay.
And no, it seems to be going well. And
it's pretty much dominating your hard drive and your PS3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What else do I use the PS3 for?
That's right. There is that.
Yeah.
Anything major to add from last week? Because you did talk a little bit about it more in depth last week. Obviously, you have been playing other things, but anything specifically you want to add that you've discovered in the last week?
I have to say, now that they've added the extra servers,
there's
still quite a high population. All the servers are now filled up to medium, which, if you think spread over all 4 of the EU PlayStation 3 servers, is quite a lot.
Yeah.
They did reveal some sales figures about, not figures about how well they've done, but that they're very impressed with it and it's sold really well. And I think PlayStation 3 has got 52% of the total sales of the game.
Really?
Yeah.
In some ways, I'm not surprised by that, actually.
I'm actually surprised that, no, not really, because PS3 you don't really get much choice with MMOs.
Yeah.
On the PC there's like loads and loads there, but the fact that it's done so well
absolutely.
is a good thing. I'm looking forward to more to come. Obviously, the first however many months for an MMO is always a difficult time because they're like finding bugs and fixing things and sorting things out. So
yeah, it's a lot to sift through, really.
Yeah. But there'll be lots more updates and everything, and it'll progress and get bigger and better.
Okay, cool.
Well, happy.
All right, so what else have you been playing?
Well, on your recommendation,
yeah,
I played some Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Excellent. Good time.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. How did you find? I mean, you played the demo as well.
Yeah.
Back in October, I think it came out.
Yeah. I love the demo.
Yeah. How did you find the full game? Because obviously it's very different. You've got
is different. It's cool. I like the format. I like the way it's all set out.
Yeah.
Visually impressive.
Very impressive, yeah.
Very, very impressive.
Very nice game. It is more Burnout than Need for Speed. But that's, I think, why I've taken to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's even like one of the achievements is called Burnout.
Yeah.
So
I mean, for me, that is the... When I found out Criterion Games were making this Need for Speed, I was like, ooh. Yeah. And when I saw it, like the trailer for it at E3, I was like, okay, I think I'm going to have to pick this game up. Because, like I say, for me, if I had the choice between the 2 franchises, I would have picked Burnout every time.
Yeah.
I have done.
Yeah.
I've played very few Need for Speed games, to be honest. But obviously picked this one up because, Criterion Games, you can't go... It's pretty much Burnout, but with Need for Speed slapped on the title, I'll be honest. But yeah, no, it is fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good times.
It is.
The auto-log is a motherfucker, though. It really does make you replay it till your fingers bleed sometimes, because that whole competitiveness, it's good. It's good fun, though.
I loved it. I thought it was really good. I mean, I'm not... Racing games aren't really my thing. I did struggle on a couple of them, like getting controls, but it takes a bit of getting used to. But no, I enjoyed it. I will be playing more. Yeah,
I recommend it. You know, it's a lot of fun. And, the online's pretty good as well. I mean, it might not really be your kind of thing, but, worth looking into, though. I think it is. Yeah, it's lots of fun to be had. I mean, that's hours and hours and hours and hours of fun. But hey. And you've been playing something else?
Yeah, the trial for Spare Parts, which was an arcade game.
Yes.
Released by EA.
Yeah, I've downloaded the trial. I haven't actually played it yet.
Yeah.
So tell me what it's like.
I want to say old school, but not in old school as you and me know it, platforms like Sonic the Hedgehog, but old school sort of Spyro the Dragon on PS1.
Yeah,
sort of the first generation of 3D platforms.
Right.
It feels very much like that. It's got a very sort of classic, old, kind of comfortable feel. Visuals are crisp, as most arcade games are now.
Yep.
I mean, they've come on a long way. I wouldn't say anything too special. I mean, it's got some nice ideas. It's fairly, not generic, but it's got some nice touches and nice charm. Gameplay itself is not that different to a lot of stuff that is out there. But Simon Pegg sounds weird.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from other people.
He doesn't sound like Simon Pegg. He's Simon Pegg talking posh, which is unusual.
Okay.
But no, it's a solid game. It feels very well put together. Yeah.
Enough said.
Probably won't pick it up yet, but might do at some point.
Right. Okay. So is that everything? Yeah.
That's pretty much
That's
everything.
your week's worth of games.
Yeah. I will say, over the weekend, my gaming was slightly hampered by the fact that I cut my thumb off.
Okay. You didn't cut your thumb off.
Didn't cut it off, but I cut it, and it was fairly restricted, and I couldn't game as well as I wanted to. Okay. So I had to take it easy, because Friday I took a scalpel to it and spent a lot of time in A&E, but every time I moved it kind of opened up the wound, so
nice
couldn't game as much as I wanted to.
Oh no, I think you've done alright, considering, to be honest. You fit to me for speeding now. I mean, that's some pretty, you should get a medal for that.
That was kind of cool, because I put a fresh dressing on and
you probably needed it.
Yeah, I did that and played a bit of Indeedy. Oh yeah, it was good. By the time I switched off, there's big blood patch around the dressing. I'm like, oh shit.
So that aside, it's not game related.
No, but we should talk about it. There are various injuries that can sustain and hamper your gaming.
Well, actually, speaking of, as I mentioned burnout earlier, I used to get something that I refer to as burnout thumb.
Yeah,
where you keep boosting and hitting A, and because you're so into it, you push down so hard on A that you actually end up with a really sore thumb. Yeah, really tender.
Anyway. I get Street Fighter thumb.
Yeah, some people
on the D-pads where you do it so much that the tip of your thumb actually goes solid.
Beautiful. Nice bit of calluses.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, okay. So, where's this going? Anyway.
What have you been playing?
Right, so no secret, I'm excited about Dead Space 2.
Yeah.
It comes out this week.
Yeah.
It's already out in the US.
Yeah.
Lots of reviews and stuff have been going up for it.
Yep.
My copies should be with me any day now, so I'll be talking about it next week on the show.
But you're going to talk about it this week as well.
No, I'm going to talk about the original Dead Space.
Okay.
Because I've done something that I always say I wanted to do, like when you get a sequel to a decent game come out, I was I want to play through the first one again. Something that you like to do, but I never get the chance to do it.
It's the reason why I'm playing through Dragon Age. It's the reason why I'll play through Mass Effect 1
exactly.
and 2.
There you go. Well, I don't do it. I like the idea of doing that. I've been like, I'll do that. But I thought, what, fuck it. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to put Dead Space, the original Dead Space in, and I'm going to play through it. And I haven't played through this game in over 2 years. Okay, I got it when it came out. And it's really fucked because when we got it, we were actually recording this podcast, but for anyone who doesn't know, we record a bunch of shows that never made it online about in 2008, and so we were talking about it on one of the first podcasts, I think.
Yep.
But anyway, I forgot how good a game that is. That's Jesus, crazy. Played through Dead Space all the way through. I'm now just sitting here twiddling my sore thumbs and waiting for Dead Space 2 to come through. But no, really good game. Really, I mean, I think one of those things is like people say, "Oh, it's really scary and it makes you jump and stuff and blah 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 blah." It's not. It's not even really about it. When you play through, you actually realise actually it's more about the atmosphere. The atmospherics, like the unknown, the kind of you're going to open this door, you don't know what's going to be behind it. It's not about the scare so much as about...
It's more of a cerebral
Event
Horizon
it's kind of like...
scary.
I mean, they do so much... I mean, gotta give it credit. I mean, it's a great looking game. It hasn't really aged or anything. It still looks fantastic. I mean, I know it's only 2 years old, but... and the sound design, ridiculously good. And that really helps with a game like this, because you hear so much stuff, and it's... it just creeps you the fuck out, because like you're hearing stuff and you're looking behind you thinking, there's something behind me, isn't there? No, it's not. Okay, it's fine. Wait, there's something behind me, isn't there? No. So it takes you a long time to play through it because you're looking behind you. Like,
and then occasionally there is something behind you, and that just throws you all out.
You're like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from? No.
You jump overall, and your thumb hits the right stick, and you're looking all over the place, and you know there's something there, but you can't see it.
No, it is a fantastic game, and for anyone who hasn't played it but thinks, oh yeah, I'm going to pick up Dead Space 2. No, go play the first one. Go pick up Dead Space and play it, because I don't think you'll miss out on a lot story wise, but and that's the thing. The story of Dead Space isn't like that amazing, but the way it's told to you is pretty cool. There's a few little plot twists and things in there that you don't really see coming, and overall it's quite an amazing game, because it's one of those things that when I first saw the trailer for it, I was not impressed at all. I was like, what the fuck is this dog shit?
Yeah.
Like, to me, at first impressions, like, this looks stupid, I don't want to play this. And then, closer to the game coming out,
you hear some buzz.
There's a lot of hype about it, and it's like, and then you start watching, like, gameplay footage and trailers, and it's like, it just looks pretty fucking good. And it's based off of that I picked it up, and I actually loved every minute of it, and I've played for it again now. And it's fucking brilliant. And like I say, Dead Space 2 comes out Friday here. It's already out in the US, so I'm getting it. I reckon I'm gonna enjoy the fuck out of it. So
I have a feeling you will too, because it's all you've been talking about for the last year or so.
I know. Yeah, it's like my second most anticipated game. But that leads me on to 2 more of my most anticipated games of this year.
Yep.
Because last week I mentioned there's a Bulletstorm demo. During the week, there was an announcement that a Crysis 2 multiplayer demo was going to be released exclusively on Xbox Live.
Yep.
Well, that happened yesterday, even though it's today as we're recording this. The show goes up on Wednesday. But they are available to download now, and I've played them both. Right, first of all, I'm going to start with Bulletstorm.
Okay.
So
I've downloaded them. I haven't had a chance to play them yet. But...
Amazing looking game.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest. I mean, whatever tweaks they've made with the Unreal... a lot of people go, it looks like Gears. It does, yeah, but it looks like... I don't know. Like they've made it just looks beautiful. Okay. Like, okay. But like, it threw me a little bit. I mean, this. I mean, what they don't really say is that it's not really a big chunk of the game. It's echo mode, which is like, it's like not a time trial, but like it's kind of like, you've got this. It's like an online mode kind of thing, but you're not playing with other people. I'm really fucking help describing this, but like you
have to like set a certain score. Or
you set your score, and then you try and beat that, and then you compare it to your friends' scores and that kind of thing. And you get like probably about, I can run through it in fucking 4 and a bit minutes. So there's not a lot of actual gameplay there. And once you played through it the first time, you work out kind of some of the tricks of the level and stuff, and how to do little bits here and there. It is quite fun. Once you get over, I mean, the controls seem very alien to begin with. Like, I don't know why. For me, it was like, whoa, because it doesn't explain any of that. I couldn't find out where you figure out the controls and shit. But I mean, overall, pretty good. I think initially when you first play it, you might think, I wasn't sure how that went. But I think if you retry it and go for it a couple more times, you kind of get the rhythm of, how the game works. And they do, once again, a bit like Gears of War, they force a lot on the A button.
Yeah.
The A button does a lot. It makes you run. It makes you do the slide. It makes you jump over stuff. So cover is basically clicking down the left stick. And it's not like an automatic lock-on cover kind of thing. You just kind of duck down and crawl around and shit.
First-person shooter.
Yeah, first-person shooter cover, basically. So I wasn't sure how to feel about it the first time I played through, but then after that I kind of started to enjoy it a bit more. I realised, I can. If I do this, I can do it. I think that's the beauty of this game. You work things out in your head.
You think it's one that will kind of grow the more you play it.
Yeah. So I wasn't initially, impressed with how it looks. Looked amazing. I wasn't as impressed with how it played, kind of thing. I wasn't nuts about it the first time around. But I think I played it about 2 or 3 more times afterwards, and I think it definitely grew on me. I think, oh yeah, okay. I'm interested to see what the single player is going to be like, and I think I'll still pick it up.
Awesome.
I'm still excited about it. It might have dropped down my list a little bit, but still excited for it. So no, that's pretty good. Pick it. Just download the demo and just see what you think. But it's Crysis 2 also on my list.
Yeah.
Basically,
pause for effect.
Multiplayer demo.
Yeah.
Does what it says on the tin. I'll be honest. I've played a bit of Crysis and Crysis Warhead on the PC. I've never had a PC kind of like beefy enough to properly run it at a decent frame rate, but I played a bit. And the multiplayer it's much the same. I don't see me playing the multiplayer for this game. Because it's kind of a straightforward multiplayer in some ways. You've got the nano suit, which does all this cool shit, but
so is everyone
that is
else.
it. So yeah, so is everybody else. Everyone else can turn invisible and then run up behind you and fucking melee you and kill you and shit. Everyone else can do that. I do that to motherfucker. It's funny. So like, I didn't have a lot of time with it because the demos just came out today as we were recording. But like, yeah, it was fun for a free download, and I wouldn't buy a game to play this. And I don't know. I think when the game comes out, and I think it's like coming out for March time.
Yeah.
I think for the first kind of month, people might play it because it's something to take them away from what other multiplayers out there. But it ain't enough to keep them. Some people may go, "Oh, you know what? Crysis 2 has come out. I might not play Black Ops for a few weeks. I'll play some Crysis 2." You
think they'll end up going back?
They'll go back to Black Ops or whatever. So in my opinion, it's not. It's nothing special. It looks alright. It looks good. It plays okay.
I have heard that there's like a bit of a delay.
Yeah, that's what I read as well, but I didn't really notice it so much. I don't think. No.
Okay.
But it's not bad. It's fairly solid. It's all right. It's but it is pretty average overall. There's nothing really that special about it. But I think if you're interested in it, pick it up. Just download it and whatever.
I think maybe we should reserve judgment.
Yeah, of course.
Like
absolutely. Well, that's the thing. I am strictly talking about the multiplayer side of it, but I'm more excited to play Dead Space 2 multiplayer.
Yeah,
because to me that is something a little bit more different, a little bit more fun in my eyes. If I just want to go around shooting people, I'd play Black Ops. So though in one of the matches I played, I got the most headshots out of everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good. So that was kind of fun. It was fun. It was fun for a downloadable multiplayer demo. But nothing, I'll get Crysis 2, but I will be buying it for the single player, and I think a lot of people will as well. I don't think this is going to sway people to go, hey, do you know what? I'm going to get this for the multiplayer now, or anything like that.
It does look cool though.
It looks great. Yeah, it's it's fine. It's a fine multiplayer. It's probably better than a lot of the multiplayers out there. But
so quickly before we go into break, graphically,
which one's better?
Bulletstorm or Crysis 2? Because they run on different engines.
They run on they're two games. Well, it's a very EA based week. Dead Space 2 is coming out, Bulletstorm demo and Crysis 2 multiplayer demo. Both of them published by EA, but running on 2 different engines: Unreal Engine and CryEngine 3. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, I was more surprised by Bulletstorm, how good that looks compared to Crysis 2, because if I'm honest with you, like I said, I played Crysis on a PC, and that engine's amazing, but I don't know whether it's because it's on console or it's because we know when you get multiplayer, you've got like 8 people running around. The graphics they've got to dumb them down a bit. I will reserve a little bit of judgment for the because of single player. That's what we want. That's what I want to see. If single player looks, the single player could look 10 times better than what we just downloaded. So, but I think Bulletstorm's the better looking one actually, if I'm honest. And I think you might agree. It's more because you don't expect it to look quite as good as it does. So
well, we will have to reserve some judgment because obviously they're not big downloads either, are they? They're nearly 2 gig, but they're not even 2 gig, not as big as some of the demos out there. So obviously there's going to be more.
Yeah, I mean there might be some sacrifices for the sake of the demos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But until the retail discs come out, I mean, but like I said, I was more surprised by how good Bulletstorm looked compared. Crysis looked pretty much like Crysis.
Okay.
Which looks great. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. So that's enough babbling.
We've overrun
a little bit. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about this week's news. Hello and welcome back to the Games4all podcast. I'm about to hand over to James now, who's going to talk about the news.
Yes, Indeedy. Indeedy. No. Never going to do that again.
Should we do that? Should we start from the top?
No, let's carry on.
Okay. Oh my god.
Just note to self and viewers, I will never, ever, ever do that
yes,
again.
Indeed.
But quite a lot. It's been fairly quiet on the news front for a couple of weeks now, but quite a lot has happened.
Busy now, eh?
Yeah.
What's to talk about?
Now everybody's come back from the holidays and whatever, and they're getting on with work and they're putting stuff out there. First thing, bit of big news.
Shocking
news. Yeah. Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
We didn't think it would ever come out. It has now been dated. 3rd of May in the US and 6th of May worldwide.
Okay. Gearbox are making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what we kind of heard that about a month or two ago. Oh, Gearbox have now said that they've made an announcement. We're actually making Duke Nukem. They must have been working on that shit for ages. Cause,
because there was the whole thing that it wouldn't happen, and then it didn't happen. So I have a feeling that they've been working on it for quite a while in secret.
Well, not being funny, this trailer that came out and hit the net during the week,
which went along with the announcement.
Yeah, it actually shows quite a bit of the game. So I don't think it looks finished in places. I think it looks a little rough around the edges, if I'm honest. But
you see, this is where
it's just a trailer.
This is where we differed, and I think now I know why I think it looks so good, because I remember Duke Nukem 3D, and I'm comparing it to that. I'm not comparing it to games nowadays. I'm comparing it to what it used to be.
I'm comparing it to games nowadays.
Yeah.
Because it personally,
I did like that, and I could see it. I mean, the trailer is quite funny in places, and it's fairly sort of self-referencing and all that. And I hope that sort of level of humour carries on. Although it's kind of juvenile and chauvinistic.
Here's the thing, right? It's Duke Nukem, dude.
Yeah.
12 years ago, you and I were into it. We were playing that shit. I was playing on the Saturn. It was good fun.
Yep.
But then, you
grow up and titties just aren't as funny anymore.
You grow up and it's like, you know what? I'd go back and play the original, Duke Nukem 3D and Doom and shit like that, and when a new Doom comes out, Doom 4, when that chip, if ever it comes out, I'll probably play that. But Duke Nukem it's just not one of those franchises I'm really that bothered about anymore. It's kind of had its day for me, and I don't.
It's been too long.
Some people pick it up because
they've been waiting.
They've been waiting
since it was announced way back in 1997.
I really don't know how many true hardcore Duke Nukem fans are still out there who are actually going to buy this.
I think there are quite a few of them. I just hope that they're not disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, it would be.
I want this game to be good.
Yeah, it would be great if it is amazing, but
because a lot of people have been waiting a long time for it. I mean, I've not been on tenterhooks or anything for it.
Hell no, me either.
But
I will play it. I will pick it up and play it probably. It's safe to say I'm intrigued enough to buy it, but
yeah,
for me, it's not. I'm not like, oh my god, I can't wait.
The trailer's all over the net at the moment.
Yeah, I suggest people watch it.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It made me giggle. So yeah, well that's the first bit of news.
Yeah, absolutely.
Second bit of news, we announced a couple of weeks ago the 3DS release date.
We talked about this on the launch titles and stuff, didn't we?
Yeah. Now a price has come out.
Yep.
$250.
Yeah, and a lot of people some people were bitching about that actually.
Well, when you can buy like a Wii or an Xbox for $200.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's like a lot of people were saying how
for us in the UK that equates to about £157.
But it doesn't.
No.
Here's how it actually mounts up.
Yeah.
Okay. So for any of our listeners who don't live in the UK and don't realise how badly we get fucked over on how much things cost,
over here it will cost
230 quid, 229.99.
Yeah,
is the rough recommended retail price.
Yeah. I have seen it slightly cheaper in some places.
Yeah.
I think if you shop around a bit, you can.
I think somewhere doing pre-orders for about 209 things like that. So, but yeah, it really should only cost us £157.
Yeah,
or 160. Let's just round it up, just be polite about it. But yeah, it's going to cost us 129.99 from pretty much any major retailer. Let's just say over here. But it's good. It's got a price, and a lot of people were pissed about the $250 price tag. I know, though, a lot of people made the argument that when the original DS, first came out, it was about that price anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're getting a 3D gaming handheld game console.
I mean, a lot of people, I think, are just seeing this as more of the same. It should be at a near enough price, but it's not. It's not a DS. It's the next one along. It's the new generation. It's new technology. Which a lot of work.
How much? I mean, because not being. I mean, let me sound funny, but I don't follow the 3DS news that much. I mean, I'm aware of it, and I know things like major announcements, like the pricing of it when it's coming out and stuff. Does it take 3D photos? Do we know anything about that?
I think there was talk about. I think
it was mentioned that it was as almost rumor.
Yeah.
If it takes 3D photos and eventually will support 3D movies, I can't see how you can moan at that price tag.
Precisely. At
launch, I mean, early adopters are always stung. So, you know, if you're going to pick it up day one, yes, you're going to pay a lot more for it than you will do a year later, further down the line, or even by the holidays of this year. It will still be cheaper.
But this one it's backwards compatible as well, so you can get rid of your old DS to pick this up and still play your old game and all that. I have a feeling that maybe later on, once the price has dropped a bit, they might lose that backwards compatibility like the DS did.
Yeah.
And kind of move on to like a slightly cheaper one. But like you said, early adopters
always going to get stung. Yeah. Okay, what else we got?
Final Fantasy 13.
Okay.
We both played it.
Sort of. I played a tiny bit of it. Let's not say I played it.
Well, yeah.
It's not going nuts. What are you on about?
No. But it was a big disappointment to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But there were a couple.
All right.
Literally, I could probably count them on one hand, on my good hand,
right.
of people who absolutely loved it.
Right.
They have announced a direct sequel.
Okay.
Now, this isn't unheard of. It happened with Final Fantasy X. They did like a direct on, because normally each game in the franchise, 13, 14, has nothing to do with the previous one. It's a new world, new characters, new everything.
Right, got you.
But this is, it's been announced. It was trademarked and rumoured for like a week or so ago, and then now it's been officially announced and a trailer has come out. So, yeah, and a lot of people are not sure what to make about it. A lot of people were kind of disappointed with 13, so obviously they're not going to pick up 13 too. But the way I see it, first one,
13
2.
Sorry.
I know, because you can't call it 14 because 14 is a thing, but it's going to be a direct continuation. Is it going to be any good? I don't know. I know someone. I know.
I'm sure you don't.
I don't know. I don't know. But it's coming out in Japan this year, which means the US and EU will probably see it next year.
Yeah, probably
at some point. It sort of stems a tie because the other big game in the 13 saga was Versus 13, which a lot of people have been waiting for. That's now been said. Yeah, that's not coming out next year.
Dude, I don't follow like JRPGs or
no.
I don't follow RPGs really, but like, what the fuck?
Well, it's big news because it sort of came out of nowhere.
News,
it came out of nowhere, and the fact that it is coming out quite soon, it shocked people. Whether and a lot of people, I think, are hoping that this will be the game. If the first one was kind of like the tutorial, this one will be like an actual proper game
with something to play.
But it's news, dude.
I'm sure it'll probably do great. Moving on.
Something you're probably a little more excited about.
I don't know. We'll see.
Obviously, the first sign of games and stuff coming out or trademarks, and just trademarked recently.
Yes.
Gears of War Exile.
Yeah. So I read a bit about this. Yeah, basically Epic Games trademarked
Gears of War
Exile, and there's like a logo, and it's trademarked under video games, video guides, t-shirts, all sorts of bollocks, and
general merchandise.
But the fact that this basically says there's a video game called Gears of War Exile, and we've trademarked it, and that's all we know. And that's all they're going to tell us for now, because Epic Games are one of those companies that we're not talking about that. Oh no, that's not happening. Oh, well, that's just something.
Yeah, have the name. We'll let you argue about it while we sit here and laugh at you.
And
then we'll tell you.
You
about
just
it
know that they're loving all
are.
this bloody rumour. But what it kind of ties into is like months ago.
Months and months ago,
there was this rumour about the Gears of War Connect game.
Yeah. They said it wasn't going to be Gears of War 3, but there would be a Gears of War experience.
That was for Connect, and that was the rumour. And they were supposed to unveil something at the VGAs this year, last month, and
but they pulled out last year,
last year, whatever, whenever it was. Yes,
last year.
Last year, technically.
Last month.
Yeah. So anyway, they were supposed to. Yeah, they pulled out the last minute and said, "Oh, we're not going to make that announcement." But now this has kind of come to light. People are putting two and two together. And, if I'm honest with you, when it comes to Epic Games kind of trying to be all sly and, 9 times out of 10, everything that people say is actually, the rumours are pretty much true.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we can guarantee this is a Kinect game.
Yeah.
And it's called Gears of War Exile, but we don't know what it is. And that's what they've got over us. So, But, they're really shit at keeping a secret, let's be honest. Epic can't keep a secret for love and money, but, I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't what people have been talking about and rumouring about for the last few months.
I'm guessing if it is, will you be purchasing it?
Fuck yeah. No, I'm excited for Gears 3. I'm a big Gears fan. I'm not going to lie about it.
You bought Connect for a reason.
I bought Connect, and this is coming out. No, but yeah, I mean, in some ways. When you say, I've bought Connect, I'm a big Gears of War fan. If you tell me, is there going to be a Gears of War game for Connect? I'm like, I'm going to buy that shit. Yeah, of course I am. And I think a lot of people are the same. Yeah. And I think they've realised that. I mean, I don't know. I think that there was at one point, it was almost a rumour that it was like, Infinity Blade's coming to 360, and that's going to use Connect. Because obviously with the gestures and stuff on the iPhone and iPad, and that, you could probably do a lot of that.
Oh, people listening, I wish you could have seen that. That was priceless.
Doing videos. So that was kind of almost the rumour at one point, but now this is a trademark thing. And there's a logo and everything. Yeah, I'm interested to see what it is. It's not a Gears of War. The rumour is a Gears of War experience. Yeah, and that can mean a lot of different things. And I'm pretty sure it means it isn't actually going to play like Gears.
No.
It could be almost anything.
A spin-off set in the same world, or
quite possibly, but something. Who knows how this is going to control, how that's going to work. Could be like a fucking racing game.
Chainsaw battles.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for, but is it going to be like that? Who knows? Obviously we're going to find out what it is eventually, but I don't think it's going to be for a while. Gears 3 comes out in November. Bulletstorm's coming out next month. Yeah, they've got a lot of shit to talk about anyway this year as it is, so we'll keep you posted on
I imagine a lot of there'll probably be like a small announcement as to what it is, and then a lot of the details will be unveiled at E3 this year.
We still got the multiplayer beta for Gears 3 to come out as well, and shit like that. So Epic have got they're spinning a lot of plates at the moment, so I think
got a lot on those plates that they're spinning.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day though, they meant for this to be leaked. I don't think they don't do things. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But they know how to work the hype machine.
Pretty much. Okay. Let's crack
Last
on.
bit of news.
Ryan.
The other week we did our most anticipated games.
Yeah, we did.
Our top 5.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gears of War 3 didn't quite make my list. It was number 6. And then following that was at number 7. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim.
Yeah.
Now, I like the Elder Scrolls.
I know.
But the news that I've heard and the stuff that they're planning on doing has made me more excited about it. So that's kind of leapfrogged Gears of War. Because obviously now I've got DCUO, there's a spot available in my top 5. I'm now excited about this.
Okay.
Basically, for those of you that don't know, Elder Scrolls, like fantasy RPG, running on the same engine as like the Fallout games, the Games4all engine, which is getting on a bit now, has a lot of technical hiccups and bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
But they have now announced that they're going to be using a new engine. I think it's kind of known that it would be a new engine, but they've now given more details as to what it is.
Yeah.
It's called the Creation Engine.
Mm-hmm.
What they're hoping for is...
creative.
Yeah, I know. What they're hoping for is stuff like a better draw distance, so you can see stuff in it. Because a lot of their games deal with large open areas where you can see for miles and miles and miles, and they're looking at sort of better draw distance and better lighting sort of all over. They're also talking about better AI for the characters, so makes it more like a living, breathing world, and implementing the Havoc behaviour thing to make the animations more realistic, because they've all been fairly stiff. I mean, you've played Fallout 3, you know how fairly stiff it is. Yeah. Now, I imagine you're probably not very excited about this being not huge fantasy.
Not majorly bothered about it.
I do like the Elder Scrolls. I loved Oblivion, but what I'm more excited about is seeing what the engine can do, because this will be the engine that Fallout 4 will be running on.
Yeah, well, put it this way: there's a screenshot came out, and you were excited about the screenshot. But, you showed me the screenshot, and I was like, "Oh, dude, it almost looks like Unreal Engine type stuff."
Yeah. If they can make a whole open game look like that, it's going to be good. And plus, they've said they'll be dealing a lot. The engine will be better at coping with like foliage on trees, and there'll be weather effects. There'll be like snow and stuff.
Cool.
So.
Sounds good. I mean, I think, like you say, the engine they've been using for years and years on end, it's time to kind of, move on a little bit, Yeah. I mean, if they can optimize it so that the game looks better, and B, they can fix a lot of things that were wrong, like the AI in, some of the games that they've put out, Bethesda have put out, are kind of been a bit ropey, and
I mean,
little things like that, and the bugs as well. There's always bugs. There's
always bugs, but a lot of that is put down to the engine.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Well, they say it's the engine's fault. It's not their fault, but no. So hopefully this is a good thing. I think a lot of people are excited about this, and I am mostly because I want to play the game, but also because I want to see what the next Fallout's going to be like.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that's pretty much the news.
Well, it's been a busy week. I mean,
it's been hard to pick stories.
There's been a lot of stuff that we've missed out on talking about, but that pretty much covers the bulk of it, really. I mean, crazy week. I mean, if next week's a bit slow, we can probably throw in a few stories that we missed out from this week.
Yeah, I'm sure you've
got a little bit,
Yeah.
But right, we're going to take another break, and as much as we are overrunning, we will be back in a minute, and we will be talking about the game.
This week's new release.
This week's new game that comes out. Hello and welcome back to the Games4all podcast. We're going to talk about Dead Space 2.
Yeah.
Basically, at the end of the show, we always just mention what games are coming out this week. We've already mentioned, well, as far as demos and stuff goes, we mentioned the Bulletstorm demo, and which is available on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network now, and the Crysis 2 multiplayer demo, which is exclusively on Xbox Live. Just something to download and waste a few hours on, maybe. It's fun stuff, but yeah, I mean, the other EA release of the week is Dead Space 2, which I've talked about a little bit on the show. I've mentioned it from time to time. Yes, I'm excited about it.
I think so, yeah. It sounds familiar.
The reviews for it, so, I mean, they've just started coming out because it's just been released in the US, and the reviews, I mean, some of them have been a little bit mixed, but most of them overall have been very, they've praised the game quite a lot, and, like I've mentioned before, I think we even spoke about it as far back as like the E3 stuff, because when it was demoed at E3, I seem to remember mentioning how great, I mean, I mentioned it earlier as well, how great Dead Space is. There are things you can improve, but the game is never broken to a point where this needs to be fixed, that needs to be fixed.
No.
Not at all. I mean, that game is great, and some people even reviewed the first game and said this is a near perfect game. There's some very good reviews, and now, from what I've seen from not just trailers, but like gameplay demos and some of the walkthroughs and stuff I've seen online and bits and pieces, they've taken a good quality game and like kind of ripped it apart and said, hey, how can we improve this? Not let's fix the broken shit, because there's nothing to really fix, but how can we make this better? And we've both played the demo, and it looks so much better. The graphics have definitely had an overhaul. The controls are different a little bit, but they make more sense how they've got them.
It's really that they're in the best position to make a good game.
Yeah, you've got a great starting point, and you can only kind of you can fuck it up, but they've had the time. They've had almost they've had 2 and a bit years to kind of sit down and be like, okay, right, this is what we're gonna do.
And obviously, with the success of the first game, they've got probably bigger budgets, so
they had a bit of money for it now. Just like that.
So, no, I'm excited for you.
Yeah,
I will not be playing this.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to playing. I should have it in a day or so, and I'll get back to you next week on that, because obviously that's pretty much what I'll be playing next week. But I'm intrigued with the multiplayer as well. I'm really excited about playing the multiplayer, because it's kind of like I've had a bit of. Obviously, people have had a chance to get hands on the demo. I played the demo at MCM in October, and we got to play again when it's released on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network in December. The only thing I haven't really got a chance to have a tinker with is the multiplayer. So I know there was a beta for PlayStation Network, I think, but no, never got a chance to really play that. So intrigued. Excuse me. That's really bad.
Wow, you really are intrigued.
I am. At the end of the day, it's like when you were excited about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you're like, multiplayer, but then when you think, multiplayer set in that world, you can do so much with it,
Absolutely.
You can really do different things, you can break away from that typical kind of multiplayer mold.
And similarly to Assassin's Creed, I think there's a big parallel. It doesn't look like the single player game has suffered because of it.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm hoping. Fingers crossed on that one. But obviously the US people in the US, you've already probably had a chance to get your hands on it and play it. So
you
really
lucky Yankee.
But I'm really hoping that it lives up to everything I expect from it, and more. Hopefully, I really hope this game surprises me. So, but yeah, just play through the first space. Absolutely love it, and looking forward to it. So that comes up Friday. Already out in the US. So thank you very much for listening to the show.
Yeah.
We're actually going to wrap it up now. So been a busy show, been a lot to talk about. Hopefully it's all been interesting. No, probably hasn't. But thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Please check out our website, www.games4allpodcast.com. There you can listen to our back catalogue of episodes and even watch our Games for All extra videos that we've done. We haven't been doing many of those lately. We don't plan on doing too many this year because they take up a lot of time. But we will do a few here and there. We know we've got a Halloween special planned as well already. But yeah,
awesome.
enough about that. We'll be talking about it closer to the time. You can check us out on Facebook. If you want to watch the video of James drinking Tabasco, if you didn't catch it on our website or on Ustream, it's still there if you want to watch it. But you can check it out.
I've just got a bit of acid reflux thinking about it.
So you can go on Facebook. If you check out our website, there's a link to us on Facebook. Or if you're on Facebook, you can just type in the search box Games4all Podcast. And you should be able to find our page on there. We uploaded the video in HD, so you can check that out. And, the extra pixels make a lot of difference. And there's just enough time to say that we're also on Twitter.
Twitter.com/Games4all.
Indeed. So please follow us on there. Please also feel free to give us a review on iTunes. That would be fantastic. Please show your support. And for those who have been, thank you for doing so. And we'll be back next week with another show filled with rambling and other utter bollocks.
Pandas are the least racist of all creatures. They're black, white and Asian.
I know. Thanks for sharing. For more episodes of the Games4all podcast, please check out our website, www.games4allpodcast.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at www.twitter.com/Games4all. And you can like us on Facebook, just search for Games4all Podcast. Games4all is brought to you by iPage. For more affordable and greener web hosting, check out ipage.com. Page.com. 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 Page.com.